Hi, I'm RaDona from Boys and Girls Hairstyles. Today I have Karen with me, super great friend. In fact, we were just kidding before we started this video. Not kidding, just talking back. And we have been friends forever, but she's been coming to get her hair done for 20 something years. It's been so fun. So she had pulled up and I have a for sale sign in front of my house. And she's like, wait a minute, how many times have we done this, RaDona? Through doing her hair, she's, I've had my kids, I built houses, and she just keeps
following.
Yep, she just keeps following me. I just love it. It's so fun. So anyway, we was teasing about that. That's how long we've been friends, and she's been coming to get her hair done. Lots of good times. So anyway, I wanted to show you the color that I'm going to do on her hair, and then we'll do a cut after. But the color is really gorgeous. I love, if you can see, there's natural highlighting through here, which we love to bring the blonde in, but I'm going to bring, excuse me, a red brown into her hair, and then when we dry it, you'll be able to see it. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And she goes this way too. I mean, we just go back and forth, but it's really, really pretty. So we will brighten this, but we're gonna put the dark in with it, the dark red. So, and what we like to do is leave her bottom color, her natural color. But the very bottom foil that I do is the red. Okay. So I'm just gonna hold this out of the way. And this is more of a medium weave, which what I mean by medium is you can see it's not really fine and it's not real chunky. It's just obviously medium. Now what I'm putting in her hair for the red, and it's a red brown, I put a 5N, which is a 5 neutral color, a 4R, and a 5VV. And the 5VV is going to give it the brightness of the red violet. And then the 4R brings in the red. And then the 5N brings in a little bit of the natural color. And a level 5 is just a regular medium brown. And what I like to do is just come across this. You can see I started about, excuse me, by the top of her ear over. And like I said, we leave the under part, her natural. But the first foil that I do is the red. And then I'll show you what I do right after that. Let me get the other one in over here. Yeah, that was so funny when Karen said, what? A for sale sign? How many times do we have to do this, RaDona? Because it'll be my 5th house that I've built. So yeah, she's definitely gone through all the houses with me. So yeah, it was really funny. But I love it. That's why this does not feel like a job. It's just, I get to hang out with my friends. Now for the light, what I like to do is a bleach with 40 volume. So it will lift it up to 4 levels. You don't have to use the 40 volume if you don't want to. You can use, the 10 will lift it a little bit, 20 will lift it, a couple levels, or 30. You can see, you want to leave it off. See, there's a little bit on there. Off the blonde, but bring it down into the dark. Okay, now I'm going to hold this up here, and then I'm going to push and pull down at the same time. What that does is that tightens the foil, so there's no regrowth there. Okay. And then I just follow myself up. So On this side, I obviously do the blonde. And the foils, I like the pre-cut foils. You don't have to use those, but they're called pop-up foils. And I love them, they're just the right size. Now make sure you get close to the root, but don't go clear in, because that will, it's going to expand, and you don't want tiger stripes, which means when the, what do you call it? Bleach, when it expands, if it goes onto the hair that's underneath, it will leave little marks. So it can look like a little tiger stripe. So anyway, you definitely want it close to the scalp, but not overpowering. Now, the way you can do that is take smaller sections. That way you don't have the regrowth line. You can get closer to the scalp without getting the tiger stripes. And again, the way you do that is to take little sections. In fact, I'll show you on this next one how big of sections I like to take. Okay. If you can see that, see that's not a wide section. It's pretty thin. That way you, like I said, you can stay to the scalp, but not be too close to the scalp to where you will get tiger stripes. Especially if they have long hair, like Karen, sometimes the weight of the foil, if you have too much color on it, can weigh the hair down, and you don't want that. So just make sure you keep it just a little ways away from the scalp. Like I said, not too much, because you don't want the regrowth line, but okay. And Karen, how far in between, is it a couple months before you do the color again? 6 to 8 weeks?
Yep. I prefer 6, but sometimes it goes into 8.
That's right. It just depends. But yeah, this is a really good color. Like I said, if you have that natural highlighting coming in, this is a really good color to, you know, lighten it so it blends, but yet have the depth of this deep red color in it. It's super pretty. Okay, now I'm gonna do a red one. And it just depends on how much red you want to do. If you obviously want it more warm, then add more red. Or you can go every other one. Or you can do like me, I'm doing just a little bit more blonde to the red. But I love it because it makes the blonde pop. And we've done just brown on Karen also with the blonde, but I mean, we've talked, we really love the red and the warmth with the blonde. It adds. Okay, so I'm gonna explain this. You're gonna hold this tight. I fold the foil, excuse me, over the comb. I set it down, and then I bring the hair down tight. See how I'm holding this foil? Because everybody's like, where do I put my hands? I'm holding the foil in place with my hands. Then I'm bringing the color up on. And then once you put that color on, that color is going to hold the foil in place. Then you can come up here and hold it on the sides if you need to. Okay, and then I push this blonde away because you don't want to put blonde on that. Then you fold it, then you hold this up, and I'm gonna push down as I'm pulling up over here, okay? So I'm pushing down and I pull up and down. And then that way I can just fold over my two sides. That's just a little trick to keep your foils in nice and tight. Okay, I'll show you just a little bit more and then you don't have to keep watching me. I will let you go and then I'll show you the cut after. But yeah, it is going to be a gorgeous color. And once you get used to putting in the foils, it won't feel weird to hold the foils like I was. Because at first when you go to do it, I'll be honest, it's kind of weird. You're like, wait, where do I hold this? How do I do that? But it'll just get easier and easier. So just know you can do it and just keep going. So hold tight, down, flip that over. The red, I obviously cover the whole hair strand. Again, I push down while I pull up on this. And flip those over. Okay, so from this point on, like I said, you guys can decide how much blonde to red you want, and then just go from there. But I'm going to finish going on top. I always like to do a mohawk this way, and then I like to do the sides down. So I'm just going to keep coming forward, and then I'll do my sides this way and color this. So anyway, that way you don't have to watch me do the whole thing. But I'm going to finish her foils and then we will show you when we're done. Thanks, guys. All right, you guys, we are back and we are going to trim Karen's hair now. When she comes back, excuse me, she just likes a little trim. The reason I have her stand, and you guys will notice this, if you have a chair that they are sitting in and they have long hair, it comes over, and anyway, it's just not gonna be straight and even. So I always have my long-haired people just stand up. So I'm just gonna, yeah, you're good, you're good. I just kind of put them where I want them and then put their head down. And I guess I probably should have changed the cape so you guys can see it better. But I just come along here and I take those edges off just to straighten that out. I hope you can see. Like I said, I shouldn't have used this cape so you can see better. But I like to hold it down like that. Just comb it down and then you can come in and then just even that out. Okay, then I'm going to turn her this way and bring the other side. Just hold it straight down and then just come from that middle part. Okay, and then I always like to take and pull down and make sure you're just in the middle, making sure that it's all even. Okay, then on her sides, go ahead and turn this way, sweetie. Okay, and then I'm just going to trim what she has here in the front. We just like to kind of put this around her face a little bit. And you can tell I'm just I'm barely moving my shears to barely take a little bit off. This way. Okay, sweet. All right, now I'm gonna pull the chair over. All right, Miss Karen, go ahead and sit down there, please. Anyway, that's what I like to do. I like to have them stand because I don't want it to like go over and be uneven. And then she likes a little texture because she likes some volume up here. Now what you're gonna do, don't go anywhere where they part. You're gonna wanna kind of come down just a little bit. Just holding that hair out. And a little bit here. So you don't come up by the hairline or apart. Okay, but what this does is it makes little hairs, you know, it cuts little hairs, you can see. Anyway, it cuts little hairs out, so the longer hairs actually will kind of lift up on the shorter hairs in there. Okay, now I'm just gonna kind of comb this hair out that I just texturized so she can have volume, especially with long hair, because long hair, a lot of times you hear, you know, it's just flat, it won't do anything. First off, it depends, you know, product that you're using. It can weigh your hair down. The other thing is just obviously length. Length is heavy, so it's gonna weigh your hair down. So if you can do a little bit of texturizing for the volume, then that's awesome. This is blowout cream. I just rub a little bit in my hands and come through the mid strands, through the ends. And this protects from the blow dryer and the heat. Then of course I put that root lifter up through here. Now say you have longer hair and you just want it nice and smooth, then you wouldn't want texture because you just want it smooth. So you don't need those shorter pieces in there. Okay, now to dry, I like to go opposite way so you can get the volume. Are you doing good, sweetie? Are you doing good? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Doing good. Doing good.
All right. This way, if you go the opposite direction, that you need the volume, that obviously helps, and especially with that root lifter in there. I'm so excited for you guys to see it dry with the blonde and the red brown. It's going to be so pretty. A couple of tips while I'm blow drying. Some people have a hard time with oily hair when it's long. Just FYI, if you go to bed with your hair wet, and you wake up, that is a way that it can cause, like if you don't dry it and you go to bed with it wet, sometimes that can make people have oily hair. Also with long hair, well, anybody's hair, it's best if you don't wash it every single day. So it's fun to change it up with long hair. Say you dry it, you do it straight the first day, second day you curl it, second day you pull it up and curl it. Those are some tips on how, you know, to keep going longer in between washes with long hair. The other thing that can cause like oily hair with long hair is touching your hair. I know that's just a habit, especially for people with long hair. But if you're always like in your hair and flipping it and stuff, that can cause it to be more oily. Okay, so I'm just gonna round brush this. And then after I round brush this, and you guys can see I'm using my big brush, I'm gonna show you another way, because a lot of you with this long of hair, you obviously don't want to sit and round brush it. So I'm going to show you another way. So you can sit and round brush it. This will give you, you know, more volume. But if you don't want to do that, then grab either a paddle brush. Sorry, I should have put this down further. Okay, there we go. If you don't have a paddle brush or an epic brush, because this is what I love to use because the air will go through the hose. I should have a link at the bottom that has the epic brush on it. So anyway, these are really nice for long hair. And if you don't want to take up sections, you don't have enough hair to take up in sections, then yeah, just use your epic brush and start combing through it with the blow dryer. Some advice with that though is I definitely would dry it some before. You can see how dry this is, about 80% dry. Just because if you go in with the brush and you start combing it and drying it, it's gonna pull on your hair and it's not healthy for your hair. So if you can get it, about 80% dry, then it's nice. You can bring this epic brush through. And what's nice with the epic brush, like I said, it has these holes. If you have a paddle brush and that heats straight on the hair and it doesn't allow the air to go through, it can be a little harsh on your hair because all that heats straight on your hair and it doesn't have anywhere to go but just straight on that hair. So that's a little advice there. Now say you don't want a round brush but you want volume, you can lift up while you're using the comb, or the brush, I guess I should say. And this will give it volume, especially if you have, root lifter in there. That definitely will help, but you can just, like I say, just pull up on the hair instead of drying like this, down, down, down. If you pull up, that will definitely give it some volume. Just put it on low, kind of come back through, make sure I've hit all the areas. Okay, and then I just comb it back, kind of push it forward and let it fall. And that color, bam, I love it. Okay, now the shine spray, wrong bottle, there we go. Just a little bit of that, just smooths that out. Okay, if you will, just kind of put your head down so they can see how gorgeous that color is. It's so, so pretty. That's why I wanted to show you guys. And with that natural highlighting, like we talk about, it blends so good in there with her. She has a little bit of her own brown color, natural highlighting, and then the red brown. So just love it. Okay, anyway, thank you, Karen.
Yes.
It's been lots of
Thank
years
you.
and she let me do this. So I'm so happy. Thank you. You guys, thanks for your support. My goodness, sorry. I need another drink. And I appreciate you guys. Seriously, it's fun. It's been fun getting to know you, talking back and forth. If you have any questions about Karen's hair, let me know. I would love to answer them. And I hope you guys have a great day. See ya.